Greetings from Titan Stadium in Oshkosh. High school football is on the air. Boy, does that feel good to say. The football season is here. I am Joey D alongside John Dinsey for tonight's matchup here featuring the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts and the Oshkosh North Spartans. It is part one of our doubleheader that we will have. In game number 2, we will feature Oshkosh West and Kimberly. That will be going at it in game number 2 immediately following this one. We do want to thank all of our fine sponsors that have jumped aboard here this year once again for our video streams, including Fox Communities Credit Union, Myron Construction, Creative Imprint, and Julian Strategic Alliance Group. All of our fine sponsors as we are getting ready here for high school football. We will take a break and we will come back and do a preview of this one. And kickoff is right around the corner here on the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream right after this.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house. Get the home, the yard, and the loan that will make your dreams and your dog's come true. Talk to the mortgage lending experts at Fox. Get free pre-approval and helpful home buying advice so you can see just how much space you can afford. Let Fox help you with 22 locations and lending experts to make it easy. Visit foxcu.org for details.
Fox Communities.
A century is made up of minutes, but more importantly, of moments. Moments of hard work, dedication, challenges, and triumphs. From Myron Construction, the past 100 years were built by the steady hands of tradespeople who laid a strong foundation, and continues to thrive because of our passionate team members. As we close this significant chapter of our history, our sights are set on what we will accomplish together in the years to come, because together we'll continue building excellence.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
And we welcome you back here to Titan Stadium, our doubleheader here tonight in high school football. I am Joey D. Let's bring in my broadcast partner now, John Dinsey. And first of all, welcome to the team here, John. How are you?
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, good to have you aboard here this season. And tonight we've got a couple of good games here to start the season here in week number 1. First up here, it's Oshkosh North and Kaukauna. What are you expecting?
I think the biggest thing for any coach, any team in your first week is getting off to a fast start, right? I mean, the difference between 1-0 and 0-1 going into week 2 feels bigger than it really is. But for both teams, you know, Kaukauna made the playoffs last year for the first time in 10 years. They want to keep that momentum. You know, and Oshkosh North had a tough year last year, but they finished with a win. So I think for Coach Wera, with the people he's got coming back, and he feels confident about that group, they just want to keep the momentum going. So I think this is key for both teams.
Kaukauna As you mentioned, last year 5-5, and in the VFA North 4-4, average about 24 points per game. But that had to feel good after several seasons. I mean, you go way back to 2011 since they even had any kind of winning season. So building on a lot of momentum and talking to the coaching staff beforehand, they were really excited about this year.
Yeah, and they have a really good quarterback that threw for 1,800 yards last year. I mean, he's really a player within the FVA is how I remembered it, right? When I coach football, but they have a quarterback that is going to be one of the better players in the conference. So if he can get his young receivers going early, they're going to be competitive.
As far as Oshkosh North, last year, tough season for them, 1-9, 0-8 in conference play. They've had a couple of tough seasons here for Coach Wara, but again, just looking to try and get something going here early on in the season.
Yeah, and you can see a bunch of Justin Waras on the sideline there, and they're going to be a tough football team led by Justin, his brother Nick. You can see Josh down there, so the whole Wara family is a big part of that program.
It will be Gavin Lamb to kick things off here, going left to right, as you see here on our video screen. And the 2019 football season is officially underway here in Oshkosh, taken at the 2-yard line. Run all the way back out to just across the 15. Looks like they'll start at about the 16-yard line here on offense for Oshkosh North. Let's take a look at their offense as they are led by quarterback Peyton Lyon. He is only a sophomore, so getting thrown right into the fire here today.
Yeah, and the thing again with the Waras coaching this team, that Nick was a good quarterback at UW-Oshkosh, and Justin was a quarterback prior to going to Oshkosh and playing receiver. So they're going to be coached up well. They're going to be solid technique-wise, and again, he's got to limit mistakes as a young player in a good conference.
So they start on their own 16-yard line.
Yeah, low snap derailed that play before it could really even get started.
And it's Alex Garland on the keeper. And we are underway here, 2nd down and 10 now. And the toss out comes to Shamans.
Yeah, nice design stretch play there with a good lead block. But again, the defense of Kaukauna does a great job of stretching that play out. Linebackers running the ball. A lot of movement for 1 yard.
So it's 3rd down and 9 already here for Oshkosh North as they send a man in motion. Dropping back is Garland. And the toss is complete to Shamans.
Looks like we're going to have 4th down. So we prepare for the sophomore quarterback. In Series 1, Joey, we get number 4. You said
So
Alex
Garland, yeah.
the entire series.
That kind of threw me off there.
Yeah, he looks pretty mobile, and again, they seem to execute the plays they had, but again, not enough to pick up the 1st down.
So a couple of run plays and a pass play, and 3 and out. And the kick goes way up high in the air, a very short kick, and bounces backward on this turf. And down, and Kaukauna is going to start with some really good field position.
Yeah, short field for the Kaukauna offense to start the 2019 season.
So they will start on the Oshkosh North 32-yard line, it looks like. 1st and 10 there with 10:40 left here in this first quarter of play. And we'll take a look at the Kaukauna offense.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting in trips, 4 wides to start the game.
And the first snap for Kaukauna is a drop back pass. Shuffled out is Noah Van Asten. He takes off running. Pushed out of bounds. Good run to start, but not exactly what they drew up.
Right, good initial pressure from the North D line, but they lost contain along the right side there, and Van Asten's able to go for about 8 yards.
So 8-yard pickup for Noah Van Asten, the 6', 195-pound quarterback senior. Good start to the game here for Kaukauna, and again, good field position on that 3-and-out punt. And the snap goes up the middle. You got to be close to a first down.
Looks like they're right on the sticks, but they're marking it as third down. So inside run by Hoffman there, a little short. Gives us third and short.
And once again, the shotgun formation. Fake handoff, the pass.
There you go.
Short pass is complete to Carson Sipple. And that'll be good for a first down.
Yeah, really good throw by Van Asten. He puts the formation, all three receivers to the field, and just takes the one-on-one matchup to the bottom and gets a nice, easy first down. Good catch and throw.
And so Kaukauna in business here to start this one. First and 10 now on the 16-yard line. Handoff goes once again to Hank Hoffman. Trying to work the outside, and good coverage out there. Nice swarm by Oshkosh North, by a whole bunch of them. Logan Basie right there.
Yeah, Logan Basie is a good player. I expected you to call his name a lot tonight, Joey.
So were the coaches. Whenever I got a chance to talk to both of them, they're like, yeah, this kid could be one of the best players on the field.
Definitely going to notice him on film tonight. So a little different look there. They stretched it to the field. Again, they're putting the back into the boundary to the short side of the field. Oh,
snap is dropped. And right place at the right time, picking that up was Hunter Natrop.
Yeah, very fortunate for the Kaukauna offense. Seemed like a decent snap. Van Asten just wasn't able to hang on to it. Luckily, it bounced right to the running back. Again, we're going to be in a third and long with that mistake on the play. So about 3rd and 9. And you would assume here, we're in 2-down district here, right? You would assume we're going to kick field goals at this part of the field.
And a wind blowing in from left to right here, so that would favor Kaukauna right now.
It's that world-famous swirling wind here at Titan Stadium.
Snap back to Van Asten. Right side he goes. Did he catch it inbounds? He did. That's Charlie Weber. And a very short gain, and it's going to bring up 4th down.
Yeah, you would assume with that play call, they were just trying to get some yards to put himself in a manageable 4th down. There's a lot of subs coming in right here, so it's hard to identify if the kicker came out with as well.
Looks like they are going to try and attempt this one. Their kicker, Gavin Lamb, a 6-foot sophomore.
With Van Asten holding is the thing I'd be looking at for the defense there.
It's like about a 29-yard field goal. And it is no good.
Wow.
Right at the last second, it took a turn.
I was going to say, from where we are, it looked pretty good.
It really did. I was about ready to type in 3 points here on our Fox Communities scoreboard, but I'm unable to. We remain scoreless.
Wow. So the North catches a break there. The short punt gives Kaukauna a short field, but the defense really held up to give North a chance now to, again, get something going on offense, get some momentum, build confidence on that sideline, and really help Coach Ware's team get some momentum. And
so both teams unable to do anything with the football the first time around. We'll see what Oshkosh North has. 7:51 showing on the clock. No score here in the opening quarter of our doubleheader. Glad to have you along with us. Okay. And a timeout is taken by Oshkosh North. And so we will take a quick timeout as well. No score between Kaukauna and Oshkosh North. We'll be back after this on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house. Get
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house. Get the home, the yard, and the loan that will make your dreams and your dogs come true. Talk to the mortgage lending experts at Fox. Get free pre-approval and helpful home buying advice so you can see just how much space you can afford. Let Fox help you with 22 locations and lending experts to make it easy. Visit foxcu.org for details.
Fox Communities.
We're back to action here.
Oh.
A long pass attempt and incomplete. Looking downfield, had one-on-one coverage there, in and out of the hands of the receiver.
Yeah, so Joey, they ran that toss play to the receiver in motion, and this time the receiver became the quarterback and almost hit a big play down the field against the Kaukauna defense. Nice play out of the timeout to make sure that you execute. Fortunately, just weren't able to complete it.
So it'll bring second down and 10. Like that call coming right out of the timeout like that too. And the give to Landon Spanbauer, a junior running back, working off the right tackle. Might have gained a yard.
Right,
He third down and long again.
He met the whole Kaukauna defense in the hole there. So very stout. Looks like Kaukauna is really well coached and in position. They don't seem to get fooled very easily so far.
Third down and 9 on the 21-yard line for North. Trying to get him to jump, and nice job by Kaukauna. Not going on the head fake by Garland. He'll drop back, another long pass. That's a dangerous one into coverage, and it is intercepted on the far sideline. Coming down with it, Jacob Van Zeeland. And our first turnover of the game on a third down and long, dangerous pass there by Garland.
Absolutely. I mean, they come out in 4 wides, and they used the short side of the field there to throw, a fade that really is double covered, So, again, probably not the best decision by the quarterback. And, again, we're playing a game of turnovers so far today. Kaukauna's offense back out there for the second time behind Van Asten.
And on their own 47-yard line, Kaukauna will take over. And again, the give up the middle to Huffman, and he is met right away by that big defensive line. That was something that the Kaukauna coaches told me might be one of the keys to this game, too. It's got to be the guys right there up front.
Yeah, it looks like they ran into Basie again. Nice solid tackle in the hole on Hoffman. Seemed like good initial blocking, but again, Basie with a good play.
Gain of 2 on the play. Be second down and 8 on the 49. And again, Van Asten.
Oh, bad
No,
snap
that
again.
one gets away too. The second time that a snap has gone awry here for Kaukauna. And luckily, Van Asten was able to scoop that one up and slide, but a big-time loss all the way back to the 35-yard line.
Yeah, you hear that a lot. I mean, as teams are going more to shotgun in these spread offenses, that snap is really the key for all teams, right? But especially for a shotgun team. Rhythm's thrown off, and Van Asten just has to eat that one and fight for another play.
A 14-yard loss, and it brings up third down and 22. Way back on the 35 now.
Joey, there's not many plays for 3rd and 22.
Just go get it if you can.
Right. Good protection, initial protection.
Scrambling around. He's got a little more time.
Looks like he's got a guy.
And in and out of the hands of Charlie Weber. We do have a flag down on the play. Van Asten was nailed right after he threw it. He got up very slowly. And we're going to have our first,
personal
and it
foul.
is a personal foul, our first penalty, and that's going to be a big one on Oshkosh North.
Man, it's too bad. Seemed like they got a good stop. I mean, they lose the receiver in coverage, but again, incomplete pass, you think you're off the field, and, penalty like that keeps your defense out there.
So the officials gathering up. While they do that, chance to look at the Kaukauna offense. Noah Van Asten, the senior, will hear a lot from Hank Huffman as well. And after the penalty, they're going to move it all the way up across midfield. And it's going to be now in North territory on the 49-yard line. But boy, Weber had that one in his hands, though.
Right.
Man.
Took off before he caught it, So they played 3 wide receivers again to the bottom of the field. High snap.
Give to Huffman. Again, guess who? Running him down over there. A swarm of North defenders.
About a loss of 1. So again, they try to stretch, try to stretch the defense out, and they really haven't been able to get to the edge, whether they're running it to the 3 receiver side or to the 1 receiver side. They're just not being able to sustain those blocks long enough. And Coach Binsfield talked a lot about that in his preview of the year. Was really that receiver group would really be important, not only to catch the ball but to block on the edge.
No gain on that play. 2nd down and 10. Clock running in the corner there at 4:45. That one they're looking to the outside, but incomplete. He was looking for Sipple.
Van Asten tried to take that short side throw again that he's completed a couple times today, but the ball sailed on him a little bit too high. So it's going to put him in a long 3rd and 10 at about midfield. So again, this is that hard part of the field. Do you punt? Do you go for it? I don't wonder what coach is thinking. I think we'll figure out his philosophy real quick.
We've said it a lot already for both teams in this game. 3rd down and long. This time 3rd and 10. Low snap again. Van Asten picks it up. He was almost nailed again. Threw it to another dangerous pass. He was looking once again for Weber, but there were 2 green defenders right there. Luckily for Kaukauna, neither one of them caught it.
The North defense did a great job dialing up a timely blitz, getting some pressure, forcing Van Asten to throw it before he was ready. So even though that receiver seemed to be open in the seam, it's not enough time to get it to him.
And so North will get the football back.
It's like North is lining up in a punt safe, but they do have their safeties back as returners. So.
And the snap is a good one. It gets
punt.
up in that swirling wind, and it keeps going back, and it's caught by both of them. Not sure who to give the catch to there.
I think 14 got it eventually.
McCartney and Dabler were right there. I think they will give it to McCartney.
Yeah. Great punt. Good hang time. And again, field position-wise, even though they weren't able to move the ball and get a field goal, get a touchdown, they're going to end up pinning North back at about the 11-yard line. So you're asking North to go 89 yards. That's a lot for any offense.
No score there on the Fox Communities Credit Union scoreboard. See the time remaining. It's quarter number 1. And an opening game of our doubleheader here this evening. Or this afternoon / this evening. And for the 3rd time, we get to see the North offense.
It's an interesting offense. They're starting with 2 wings, 2 receivers, but out of shotgun. It's like old wing T, but shotgun.
And a little bit too much time deciding what's going to go on there. A delay of game has been called.
It's going to pin him back even farther
Yeah.
now.
Not sure what happened there. Not exactly what you want to see on the sidelines of North. That'll back them up. It'll be 1st and 15 now on the 7. And yeah, he's got to take it from almost in the end zone here. Back to pass over the middle, and another interception. This one at the 22-yard line and running it all the way in for the score. Our first score of the game, Gabe Hammond with a 22-yard interception. And into the end zone he goes. It's 6-0 Kaukauna.
Yeah, I don't know if what the quarterback was looking at there. I mean, they took their wing and motioned him out really to be a second receiver and somewhat of a twins look. But, there's a safety on top and really just pitch and catch for the quarterback to that safety and an easy touchdown.
So Gabe Hammond puts him on the board with a 22-yard interception for Kaukauna. Lines are down for the extra point.
Kick is up.
And this time it is good. So with 4:18 left to play here in this first quarter, new score, Kaukauna 7 and Oshkosh North 0. We will take another quick timeout and be back to Oshkosh coming up right after this. Why isn't it playing?
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house. Get the home, the yard, and the loan that will make your dreams and your dogs come true. Talk to the mortgage lending experts at Fox. Get free pre-approval and helpful home buying advice so you can see just how much space you can afford. Let Fox help you with 22 locations and lending experts to make it easy. Visit foxcu.org for details.
Fox Communities.
Back here in Oshkosh, where Kaukauna has struck first, taking advantage of interception. Gabe Hammond running it back for the touchdown. And it is 7-0 now, Kaukauna. Deep kick into the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. And they will start on their own 20-yard line. 1st and 10 here with 4:18 left, and that's an easy one to recap there. One play and 22 yards on the interception.
Yeah, North was, they've been playing with fire with some of these throws. They've been close, and finally, ultimately, Kaukauna is able to sit on top and get that first interception of the game. I mean, really, for both defenses, they've really started the game playing pretty solid. They seem to definitely be having the better of the offense so far.
And so they will come back out on offense once again for the 4th time, this time from their own 20 with 4:18 left. So it only took 10 seconds off the clock, that last play.
A little bit different look that time. North came out with twins receivers with the double wings, but again, tried that inside run off the motion and stuffed, and really about a gain of about a yard again. So similar looks, looks like they're giving a little bit different formations, different looks to the defense. You're going to get a similar look here too. So twins to the top of the field, 2 wings.
And the toss back.
Oh boy, he fumbled it.
Goes
Fumbled
to
it.
McAvoy. And
Oh
it's
my
loose,
gosh.
and Kaukauna says they have it.
It looked like he got back on it, but lost it as he got hit by the Kaukauna defender. And that is a turnover deep in North territory. So Coach Ware is really going to need his defense to step up, and if nothing else, hold him to a field goal here.
The 3rd turnover in 4 possessions for Oshkosh North. And once again, Kaukauna is set up in a really good situation here to score twice in a very short amount of time.
Very short.
This is 1st and goal on the 6-yard line.
So again, 4 wide receivers, an open formation. This little inside run by Hoffman.
Keeping those legs going.
Getting him closer to the end zone. Looks like he gets inside the 4 there. So probably a gain of about 2.
We'll give him 2 on the play.
Kaukauna's offense puts a lot of stress on you, just how they line up. I mean, to line up their receivers in that open set like they do, especially down here, you're taking a lot of players out of the box, making it a little bit easier, especially if the quarterback reads this. A little bit easier to spread the field against the defense.
Van Asten barking out the play. Passed into the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown.
Yeah, he took that short side throw again to the number 1 receiver, and North had it defended perfectly. They ran a linebacker underneath it. The corner was right there, but better throw than really good coverage. And touchdown from Van Asten.
Carson Sipple. Check that. Carson Sipple.
Yeah, Carson Sipple.
With the touchdown for Kaukauna. The 4-yard catch. So back-to-back scores here. Again, taking advantage of the turnovers by Oshkosh North. And
Kicks up and good.
Extra point, once again, is good. And so with 2:58 remaining here in the opening frame, it is now Kaukauna 14 and Oshkosh nothing. We'll take another quick time out, and we'll be back to Oshkosh right after this on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. As we bring it back to Oshkosh, Joey D and John Dinsey joining you here this evening for a couple of football games to open up the season. I thank all of our sponsors once again for making this happen, including Fox Communities Credit Union. You see the scoreboard there at the top. Yeah, it's a first quarter score, 14-0. Kaukauna taking advantage of some early mistakes here from Oshkosh North, and for the second straight time, North will start from their own 20-yard line, this time with 2:58 left to play. So they scored back-to-back there, and we say it sounds so, and this is what the coaches were very concerned with on the sidelines too, both of them, especially first game. I don't know, maybe some jitters or whatever, still trying to get to know each other, but the word is fundamentals.
Yeah, I think for both teams, I mean, when you're trying to establish winning tradition like North is and trying to get back to the North team, I remember when I was coaching at UW, I mean, state champions, perennial quality teams. When you're in camp, you're with your guys, and that's all you have to worry about. Short little run there for about 2 yards. But you're about to go back to school, and this is the first time that you have real competition against someone else, and all those fundamentals is what you try to focus on. But when you don't have early success, it's hard for a player right now. So North just needs to get back to fundamentals and focus on moving the ball right now and get back in the game.
Gain of 2 there for Spenbauer, Landon Spenbauer. And the give.
Here bounces that one.
Once again.
Found a little bit of room off the edge there and bouncing that inside zone. That'll get him a manageable 3rd and 6 there.
They'll move it up to the 25, so it'll be 3rd down and 5. Gain of 3 on that one. And we'll see what they do. You're spreading things out.
Yeah, go more to their open look, so their wings
Yeah.
are lined up as receivers now. 2 into the boundary and then 2 to the field. Looks like Coach Ware is calling the plays from the sideline, signaling into his quarterback, Alex Garland.
They did this not too long ago and got to delay a game. Watching that back referee. Back
Sprint
to
out.
pass is Garland. He's in some trouble, has to come back towards his own sideline. He's got a little running room, and he's got a first down.
Yeah.
Made something out of nothing that time for Alex Garland, and that's the biggest gain of the game so far for Oshkosh North, and it comes on a 3rd down.
Yeah, big play. I mean, they tried to sprint out to the field and ran a combination route to those receivers, but Kaukauna did a great job of triggering right away, providing pressure. But ultimately, Alex Garland was a little bit more slippery than the defense could get to him.
An 11-yard scamper. Brings it out to the 36-yard line. Just under 90 seconds left to play here in this first quarter. And the toss back. Swarmed right away. That's Brandon Crumry.
And back to that receiver toss into the field side. And again, just Kaukauna too fast and doing a better job getting off blocks than North is doing blocking right now.
They lost a couple on the play, so it'll be 2nd down and 12. As we move inside, a minute to play in this first quarter.
Their balanced formation with their 2 wings again.
One of them goes in motion. Fake to him. Looking, has to be scrambling there, and he is taken down. I don't have a 92 in there for Kaukauna.
Me neither. I got the same program as you. I didn't see it either.
I don't see a 92.
We've had trouble with numbers today so far. So, I mean, again, it's good play design, but ultimately, Kaukana's defense is just doing a great job of knowing where to be and being very fundamental. Safety stays in the middle of the field and took that post away before Garland could throw the ball.
So it's 3rd down and 18. The toss into flat is complete, but he is wrapped up right away. That was Andrew McAvoy. And so that'll bring up a 4th down situation for Oshkosh North.
Take us to the end of the first quarter. The teams are going to switch sides for this punt.
Okay, so when we come back, we'll have second quarter action. 14-0, Kaukauna leading Oshkosh North here on the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week, game 1 of a doubleheader.
A century is made up of minutes, but more importantly, of moments. Moments of hard work, dedication, challenges, and triumphs. From Myron Construction, the past 100 years were built by the steady hands of tradespeople who laid a strong foundation, and continues to thrive because of our passionate team members. As we close this significant chapter of our history, our sights are set on what we will accomplish together in the years to come, because together we'll continue building excellence.
Beginning quarter number 2 action here in Oshkosh. 14-0 Kaukauna, leading Oshkosh North. Joey D and John Dinsey with you here for quarter 1 of at least 8 quarters that we will have for you here this evening.
So North is lined up to punt, and this is a big play. If you remember the first punt, really short, right as I say, that great punt by the punter. Looks like the returner's got a lot of room, though.
That's Hunter Rubio. Has to scramble, and pretty good coverage by Oshkosh North getting downfield. And Kaukauna will start on their own 39-yard line here to open up quarter number 2.
Yeah, Ethan Tesmer for Oshkosh North did a great job of beating his block and really making Rubio bounce that ball. And even though he had a lot of room, really netted nothing on the return.
So back out on offense come the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen.
Shotgun with a back to the left.
1st and 10, and wrapped up right away was Hoffman, and he may have even lost a yard or 2 there.
Yeah, great defensive call by Oshkosh North. They wrapped both of their linebackers around the outside, so they had someone for the give and they had someone for the quarterback. So great call. You would expect, though, as defenses make those adjustments, you would expect that the adjustment by Kaukauna is going to come pretty quick now that they saw that play by the linebackers.
A 6-yard loss, so 2nd down and 16. He was pushed out of bounds, so the clock stops. And Van Asten scrambling to his left, throwing to the near sideline. That is complete to Cody Gaber.
We got a flag down late on the field. I don't know if an old lineman was downfield.
Coming way on the other side of where the play was happening.
Yeah, an eligible lineman downfield. That's too bad. I mean, Kaukauna does a great job of putting their 3 receivers to the field and running a good play-action play to get a really big gain. But your linemen have to stay behind the line of scrimmage.
2nd penalty of the game.
The gate's a big gain for the Kaukauna offense.
On Kaukauna. That'll back him up to the 28-yard line. 27, well, 28. 2nd down and really long. They got to get out to the 49. Make it 21.
Yeah, 21.
2nd and 21. Long pass as he is hit, and that one is, did he catch it? No, they're going to say he trapped it. Oh, boy. He was right there. Sam Shamans playing both ways here for this North team. He thought that he had it sliding, got the football in there, but the referee had a good eye on it.
Yeah, the referee had the look. He had it the whole way, but I know if Coach Ware had a challenge flag, he'd throw it right now.
Probably.
Great job by the safety, though, being disciplined, staying on top of that number 2 receiver, and really forcing Van Asten into a bad throw. There's no other way of really saying it. So, again, Kaukauna this time puts their 3 receivers into the field on this 3rd and really long.
3rd and 21.
Little middle screen
pass is complete.
Oh, did he fumble?
Ball is loose,
Ball's
and
loose.
North is saying that they have it.
They do.
And they turn the ball over after the catch by Charlie Weber. You remember he dropped one earlier that would have been for a nice gain, and he turns this one over. The first turnover on Kaukauna of this ball game, and that puts Oshkosh North in pretty good position.
You could just see as he caught it on that middle screen, running through, getting behind his offensive lineman. You could see him bobbling it a little bit, and he just never secured it before he got hit by the Oshkosh North defense. For Coach Ware, I mean, I would really be feeling great about how my defense has reacted throughout this game. You know, they've been put in some tough spots with turnovers, but they continue to just play hard, play discipline, and really keeping the team in the game right now.
So North will start on the Kaukauna 40-yard line. First time that they have started in Kaukauna territory tonight, and we got a flag and some movement up front already here on Oshkosh North. Another penalty. Actually, their first penalty of the night.
Yeah, after the turnover there, North got lined up pretty quick and tried a quick snap there, but they didn't have everyone set. So
they'll back them up, make it first down and 15. Now on the 45-yard line, still in ghost territory. And off once again.
Ooh, little seam.
Up the middle for Spanbauer. A little spin move, and he gets the penalty yardage back. They'll mark it just across the 40.
A nice inside run of about 6 yards. And again, they're playing faster now. They're lining up, getting to the line quicker, staying in that balanced formation.
Gain of 6 for Spanbauer. He gets the call once again, and this time wrapped up on the left side of the line.
Yeah, nice little wrinkle there. They're taking that wing back in the opposite of the motion, and they're wrapping him inside to really lead for that inside zone. And that's what opened up that last play to really give Spanbauer that 6-yard gain. This one only goes for about a yard, so that'll put them at 3rd and 9.
Third down and 9 on the 39. Another big third down play. We've had a lot of them. Little toss and falls just short. He had a man out there, but he tossed it at his feet.
Yeah, good play design. They sprint out and look for that guy that has been going in motion. They've been using as the running back, and they just wheeled him around. They just couldn't complete the pass.
Johnny Phillips was the intended receiver. And now brings up 4th down and 9, and the punt team is out there for North. Going to try and pin Kaukauna deep here.
These are the spots of the field where you're always looking for a fake.
And a left-footed kicker. It's away and taken right at the 10-yard line by Jacob Van Zeelen. And he has a pretty good run back out to about the 26 is where Kaukauna will take over.
Yeah, does a great job. He gets basically about 15 yards back on that return. And again, you know, Kaukauna's going to start in pretty good field position after the defense has another hold.
So 10:03 here on the clock in quarter number 2 of game 1 of our doubleheader here in Oshkosh.
Kaukauna again putting their 3 wide receivers to the field side, motioning one back into the box.
And that pass, again, a dangerous pass, looking across the middle and incomplete. It'll be 2nd down and 10.
Again, intended for Weber. And that time with the motion, they really created just a little bit of window dressing to, you know, again, using those football words we hear all the time, run a nice RPO. Just weren't able to hit the receiver.
Keep on going back to Weber. He's been the primary target for Van Asten. As I say that, he finds a different receiver, Austin Miller. Goes across the middle, the catch up at the 31-yard line, so gain of 5, and it'll be 3rd and 5.
Yeah, again, similar concept. Reading off the flow of the inside linebackers on that inside zone and really just hitting almost like a pop pass right over the top of them. Good gain, about 5 yards, putting, you know, Van Asten in a very manageable 3rd down.
Long huddle up here for the Ghosts. On a 3rd and 5. Up by 2 scores on a couple of early turnovers by North. Long count, that one almost went awry again. This one up in the air, intended for Cody Gaber. but he overthrew him. Good coverage in the secondary, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and I believe we're going to have the punt team come out now for Kaukauna. A couple of 3-and-outs here for both teams.
Another good stop by the Oshkosh North defense. Again, the snap throws Van Asten off a little bit, throws off the timing of the pass. The receiver really got on top of the safety and had a chance to make a big play there. But with pressure on him and a bad snap, it's really hard to fault the quarterback because the timing of that whole play is thrown off.
So once again, back at about the 35-yard line. To receive this one going into the wind.
Line drive kick.
Takes a good ghost bounce. It keeps going and
Great
going. That's
roll.
what you
Absolutely
don't mind seeing that when you're kicking into the wind. And it's almost like a touchback as they'll start right about their 20-yard line for Oshkosh North as they take over with 8:49 left to play in this first half.
Yeah, you're right, Joey. I mean, kicking into the wind like that to keep the ball nice and low, you really did a great job of just letting it hit and run, and really is going to put Kaukauna in a good position again as North is going to start from their 21-yard line.
They've started on their own 20-yard line, according to my notes here. 1, 2, 3. This is the 4th time already they've started on their own 20-yard line.
I mean, if you're a defensive coordinator in this game right now, you're feeling pretty good about the effort of your team.
And to give up the middle once again to Spenbauer. And he went maybe a yard or two on the play.
Yeah, good play by Will Campbell, who plays linebacker for Kaukauna, of just fitting on that inside run as they were trying to read the outside or read the defensive end. Just met the running back in the hole and got a big stop.
2nd down and 9. Back to pass is Garland going deep into triple coverage there. And incomplete. He was looking for Brandon Crumry.
You can see as they continue to motion that wing back that they're really using him to try to stretch those underneath defenders. And they've had opportunities where they can fit that deep pass in, but you got to have to have some success with it first. And with their inability to run the ball so far too, Kaukauna's really able to sit on top of that post more than they would.
3rd down and 10, and lots of flags.
Lots of movement. I think we got another false start.
Penalty on Oshkosh North. Their 2nd one of the game. Going to back them up 5 more yards.
Yeah, trying to get lined up, trying to move fast, but got to make sure your guys are set.
Mark it back at the 17. Got to get out to the 31, so 3rd down and 14 from their own 17. They fake one way and they toss it coming to the near side. That's Stephen Kemper.
Yeah, it's a nice little wrinkle again. I mean, that wing comes around that, they've been running the toss to, and they just hand almost like a counter to that fullback. It gets them a good gain. I mean, it's about a 7 to 8 yard gain to put them in 4th and manageable, but obviously got a punt from this part of the field.
So it'll be 4th down and 6 from the 25-yard line. And this one, he's got the wind behind him.
Great punt.
And pulls out of bounds inside the 35. We'll see exactly where they mark it. About the 34. So just kind of swapping 3-and-outs here the last several possessions for each team. And this time the Ghosts will get it back with just under 8 minutes left to play in the first half.
Yeah, defensively, again, the defenses look not only like they're executing, but they look fundamentally sound. They're in their spots, and really they've just outplayed the offenses on both sides of the field so far. So again, as a defensive coordinator, you got to feel great about what you've been able to do. But this is what offensive coordinators do. I mean, they're looking for wrinkles and really their next options to start moving the ball.
Low snap, but again the give to Hoffman. Still on his feet. Up to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, that's that same inside zone running play, But Kaukauna is getting more movement as the game's going on, and that's almost his 5-yard gain. Kaukauna lines up in the 2x2 receivers.
Well, no huddle on this one.
Yeah, quick to the line.
Again, Hoffman working right side. Did he keep the legs going up enough for a first down? Stopping the clock.
Yeah, it looks like he got it. Again, same formation, same play, same Kaukauna movement with that offensive line to give Hoffman not only a hole, but really a couple yards before he got contact.
1st and 10 on the 45. Again, no huddle. A hurry-up offense. Another nice run over the left side this time across midfield. Going to be a gain of about 6.
It's the old, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep doing the same thing over and over again and again. Credit that Kaukauna offensive line of getting good movement, create nice little seams for Hoffman.
Gave him an extra one, gain of 7.
Yeah, good spot.
3 good runs by Hoffman.
Kaukauna again in that open 2x2 look, shotgun.
And this time they give to Hunter Natrop.
Had to give Hoffman a little break there after
I guess so.
Same play, different player. Van Asten going over to the sideline, getting the 3rd down play from coach. Looks like Hoffman's still over on the sideline, taking a breather.
So 3rd down and short. Marching on this play with 4 straight runs, basically the same play, like you were saying. And it's 3rd and short. 2 receivers to each side. Van Asten takes the snap, fires across the middle. He's got a guy. It is complete. Carson Sipple down to the 23-yard line. A 24-yard pickup. It is 1st down on a nice 3rd down pickup.
Yeah, great pass. Good catch, good throw. I mean, Van Asten had time. And when you have defenses on your heels with the ability to run the ball like that, they just fit a little post right behind the linebackers for a big gain.
1st and 10 now on the 23. With a low snap, but nice job by Van Asten getting it. Give once again to Hunter Natrop, and he's giving Hoffman a nice little breather here with a couple of good pickups. This one down to the 14-yard line.
Yeah, that's a nice little run. I mean, Natrop's a sophomore, and you could see his vision as he pushed the line of scrimmage and then bounced the ball to get, really 8-9 yards after contact. They give him a penalty too? Looks like it.
Face mask.
Yeah.
All right. So
Natrop is still in at running back. Kaukauna lines up in that 2x2 set as Coach Wera from Oshkosh North takes a timeout. Probably a good timeout. Give your defense a breather, okay? And really make sure they're up to the task of hopefully forcing a field goal again.
So 5:25 remaining here in this first half. On the Fox Communities Credit Union scoreboard, you see it there. Kaukauna 14 and Oshkosh North nothing. We invite you to stay tuned. Coming up after this one is over, we've got yet another game to bring you, and that will be Oshkosh West and Kimberly. We'll do an extensive preview of that one coming up in just a little bit. And on our halftime show, we'll recap everything that went on here in this first half. Take a look at some of the other games that are going on around the area. But, boy, what a afternoon/early evening we have for high school football to open up the season. Could it get any better than this?
No. Joey, I haven't been able to be part of Friday night football in a long time, since I stopped coaching. And these are the days I remember. These beat the November, playoff games in the snow that you would watch as you're recruiting kids. But this is about as good as it gets.
It is 1st down and goal now on the 10-yard line.
Just keep moving his legs. He's going to take that all the way down to the 1-yard line. Wow.
Natrop once again. Just keep on giving it to the duo of Natrop and Hoffman.
Yeah, just staying over off that right side and just following those big old linemen over there.
And
Oh, he
this one
fumbled.
is fumbled
Oh, my
on
God.
the give, and Oshkosh North comes up with a huge turnover.
Wow. It's really interesting on that play because it almost looks like Van Asten was going to read it, and the give was there. I mean, they stretched off the edge. Almost looked like Natrup was going to go in untouched, but mix up in the mesh of the handoff, and Oshkosh North is back in business with another big stop by the defense.
And coming up with that one, Aaron Gutermuth. And hearing it from the crowd now, Butterfingers. I love it. It is high school football
That's
season.
what I love it. I love it.
So with 4:54 left to play in the first half, North gets it back on their own.
And North spreads it out a little bit more here. Just to hand the inside run. Nice little seam. Should get about 4 or 5 yards.
On their own 8. And Spenbauer, Landon Spenbauer, gaining a little more breathing room down there.
North goes back to that balanced double wing look. Now motion number 87 into twin. So again, they're going to put 3 receivers into the field here. And with only 4 minutes left, they got time. Probably need to open it up a little bit.
I believe that is Spenbauer again.
Yeah. They're really doing a good job of formationally trying to stretch Kaukauna out. But they haven't been able to get enough movement to pop one of those inside runs they're trying to hit. That was a good look with that formation and then the motion going to the 3 receiver set. They really line up in the exact same formation here. Coach Ware's got something up his sleeve here.
Toss back out. Looked like he wanted to pass that one.
Yep.
Instead, he takes off running. He saw nobody open and said, I'm going to go ahead. That's a Johnny Phillips with the run.
Yeah, so again, with that look, when you have 3 receivers into the field like that, you essentially are giving yourself 3 blockers when you motion and pitch the ball to the running back like that. But Kaukauna is doing such a good job of stretching the play out, beating their blocks, and as good of a run as that was, they still end up short.
So it's
4th and about
4th and short, 4th and 2. And with the wind behind them.
Again, another good punt.
Nice boot, and that one goes off of his hands, and he is taken down right away off the hands of Jacob Van Zielen, who was trying to field that one.
Yeah, he backed Van Zielen up with a great end over end, which you don't see a lot of those when you punt. End over end punt. Van Zielen couldn't handle it. Ball bounces back and ends up pinning Kaukauna back a lot farther than they would like to be. Ball looks like it's on the 37. So with about 3 minutes left, Van Asten's got, over 60 yards to get another touchdown or get into field goal range.
3:04 to be exact, and they'll start on their own 37-yard line. Again, in that shotgun formation, back to pass. Protection, takes off running, scrambles out of the packet, tackled from behind, might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. Right there to take him down, Andrew McAvoy.
And good initial pressure by the edge rushers of Oshkosh North. Make Van Asten step up quicker than he wanted to, and he just couldn't get away from the North defenders. Short gain, if really any gain.
Yeah, I think they're giving him no gain, and he's kind of lucky to get up to the no gain. 2nd down and 10. The clock continues to run down here in this second quarter. Connor with that back-to-back scores earlier in the first quarter. Off turnovers. That's where we're at here, 14-0. And he swarmed once again, and credit once again, Andrew McAvoy in there with the sack this time. Almost got a sack that last play. He definitely gets one this one.
Yeah, they do a good job. You could see before the play, there's no safety in the middle of the field. And you could tell some sort of blitz was coming. Basie came around the edge, really opened that up for a nice sack, big loss. Should put North in a position to just kind of play back, force Kaukauna to punt. And we've talked a lot about Basie, but number 44, Carter Drew, is all over the field as well for Oshkosh North.
Back to Pass once again, 3rd down and 16. And guess who is right there again? Back-to-back plays for
Andy
Andrew
McAvoy.
McAvoy.
Wow.
Back-to-back plays. Almost 3 sacks in a row for him. The one went for no gain, and then back-to-back sacks. And we got a timeout call by Oshkosh North. How about that for McAvoy?
Yeah, if you're Van Asten, I think all you're seeing right now is 44, 43, 48. You're seeing those numbers over and over and over again. Doing a really good job of swarming to the ball, diagnosing plays really before Van Asten can even think about what he's going to do.
So no gain, tackle McAvoy. Loss of 6, tackle McAvoy. Loss of 5, tackle McAvoy. We got 4th down and 21. And the timeout called by Oshkosh North. A minute 21 left to play. And again, they'll be kicking into this wind. So North might be able to take advantage of that.
Joe, I think, for Coach Ware, you got a minute and 20 seconds left. You're going to get the ball back. One thing he's got to feel great about is those jitters that they had early in the game seem to have gone away, right? The defense is setting the tone. They're doing a good job of playing good, solid football. Now if the offense can just pop a play here, get some yards, build that excitement on the sideline, it's exactly what you want before you go into halftime.
And so, 4th down
Short
kick
punt.
goes straight up. And
Oh.
bounces right at the 50, and again takes a very generous bounce for Kaukauna. Almost a 20-yard bounce down to the 31.
You
Oh,
thought right
goodness.
there, Coach Ware thought, man, I am going to get a break here, and the ball bounces. It's a crazy part of football.
So with 1:08 left to play, they will start on their own 31-yard line after a 3-and-out. The back-to-back sacks there. But again, defense stepping up for Oshkosh North. Now they just got to get their offense to start clicking a little bit.
So when North is gone really to their 2 receiver set and spread out a little bit more, Kaukauna seems to be maintaining just playing the 1 high safety in the middle of the field. So, those seams really should be open defensively, especially to the field right now. That seam should be wide open.
Scrambling around is Garland, and again making something out of nothing there. Looked like he was looking to make a pass play off to the left, had to come back to the near side.
So right when I say that, Joey, they play 2 high safeties, like a good defensive coordinator would. Coach Martin does a good job of keeping those guys high, really making sure he doesn't get beat over the top.
Gained 4 on that play.
Ooh.
Fires across left side and incomplete. Oh boy, what a hit by Hunter Rubio
Big hit.
after the near catch by Brendan Crumry.
Yeah, that part of the field, again, that seam area I was just talking about, they did a good job of attacking that, trying to fit the ball in the window, but that safety did a great job of moving off his hash and delivered a big hit.
Clock stops at 37 seconds. 3rd down and 6. On their own 35-yard line.
Gotta be careful with this play.
Low snap. Give to Spenbauer. They decide to run the football.
Kaukauna think is going to use their timeout and try to get the ball back, which they do. So Kaukauna uses their first of 3 timeouts. There's 30 seconds left, and they should get the ball back with 2 timeouts, hoping to be able to at least move into field goal range.
And it'll be 4th and about 4. 30 seconds left to play. And again, if they indeed do kick this, they got a little bit of the wind at their back. Been watching that flag off and on. The whirling wind that is here at Titan Stadium. And again, a beautiful night for football. Is it not yet? I haven't even checked the time.
It doesn't seem like it. It's beautiful. Sun
Almost
can
2
set
minutes
as
away.
long as we got.
2 minutes away from being 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's really interesting because, I mean, you see as the 2 offenses have had, Kaukauna's really had success moving the ball at times, but you really see the difference of, Van Asten having that experience as a starting quarterback, success last year moving the ball. And North just hasn't been able to get that same consistency out of that position yet tonight. So hopefully they're able to start moving the ball a little bit more as the game goes on. Short end-over-end punt.
Taken at the 35-yard line and wrapped up right away.
Yeah, great coverage by Oshkosh North.
Draco Holt in on the stop for North.
You know, Joy, I think you said in your preview that the coaches were really focusing on, right? I mean, the word being fundamentals.
Yeah.
And as you watch North, you know, special teams, defense, you're definitely seeing, you know, wrap up on tackle, do their assignments. And I would say the same thing with Kaukauna. So, again, preseason, first game, jitters, or whatever you want to call it, right, seems to have gone away, at least for the defense.
21 seconds left to play in this first half. Been a while since we have seen a score, but it is 14-0. See if the Ghosts can have a quick strike here to end the half.
3 wide receivers to the field. Van Asten back to throw and pressure immediately.
Takes off running, still on his feet. Can he find the
And got out of
sidelines?
bounds, yeah.
Did he get the first down? That's another question. He's up near it.
He's a little short, but he did get out of bounds, so he maintains those 2 timeouts. They got 12 seconds left. Again, at about the 44-yard line.
So a gain of 8 on the run by Noah Van Asten. Clock stops with 12 seconds left. Comes back into the huddle with the play. Again,
North,
good pressure up front, though.
yeah, North is really starting to put the heat on, coming off the edge there.
They'll split out 3 here to the near side, 1 to the far. Rolling, rolling. He's got a receiver, and he dropped it. Intended on the play for Jack Block, 5'11", 255-pound senior. And almost better. Well, the clock would have stopped because it would have been a first down, but
Right.
then they would have probably had to use a timeout there.
Yeah, with 6 seconds left, you know, again, you if you're going to try to move the ball, right, you want to try to put yourself in a position to at least get in field goal range. It's a big ask for any high school quarterback right now to try to do that. So biggest thing, as we've seen as the game has gone on, we want to limit those mistakes and not put ourselves in bad positions, right? So it's a tough position. You try to score here with 6 minutes, try to move the ball and put yourself in position, especially with a 14-point lead. I would expect him to run it.
And we got a flag. Delay a game is going to be called, so they'll be backed up 5.
Now I would definitely run it.
Just run out this clock and be happy to take a 2-score lead
Yeah, I
after
mean,
2 quarters.
You know, I mean, if you're Coach Binsfield, you haven't really clicked offensively yet, and you're up 14, and your defense is playing great. There's your inside run right there by Van Asten.
Still going. All the way down to the 40-yard line.
That'll take us to the half.
About a 21-yard run by Noah Van Asten, and that will take us to halftime. First half is in the books here. It is Kaukauna 14 and Oshkosh North nothing. Immediate thoughts here for half number 1 here of this one here with John Dinsley. What do you think?
Again, I mean, I think we've talked about it all first half. The defenses are pacing the game right now. They are doing a great job of flowing to the ball, really winning up front, and forcing the offense to make bad decisions and into turnovers. So, again, the defenses, and a lot of times that happens early in the year, especially with veteran teams, the defenses are at an advantage. What I would expect is to see the offenses now mix in those wrinkles. Really, what did you see from the box, you know, that is going to be open in the second half? And try to continue to get back to your fundamentals, move the ball, and help your defense out a little bit. Both of those defenses spent a lot of time on the field in the first half.
14-0 our score here on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week. Game number 1 of the week. We will take a timeout, and then we will come back and have some more halftime thoughts, and then the second half of play coming up in just a couple of minutes here on the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house. Get the home, the yard, and the loan that will make your dreams and your dogs come true. Talk to the mortgage lending experts at Fox. Get free pre-approval and helpful home buying advice so you can see just how much space you can afford. Let Fox help you with 22 locations and lending experts to make it easy. Visit foxcu.org for details.
Fox Communities.
A century is made up of minutes, but more importantly, of moments. Moments of hard work, dedication, challenges, and triumphs. From Myron Construction, the past 100 years were built by the steady hands of tradespeople who laid a strong foundation, and continues to thrive because of our passionate team members. As we close this significant chapter of our history, our sights are set on what we will accomplish together in the years to come, because together we'll continue building excellence.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
Oh, emojis! I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze. Help up the hand. Ah, there you go. Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Zane!
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
A new move for your family? That new house that you've fallen in love with? What moves you to Fox Communities Credit Union? Make life happen.
Fox Communities. Fox Communities Credit Union.
It's that new car that gives you peace of mind and a smile on your face. What moves you to Fox Communities Credit Union? Make life happen.
Fox Communities.
Put down the duct tape and get the money you need to fix your home for real. Refinance or get a home equity line of credit from Fox. Fast, easy, great rates.
Fox Communities.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I would like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
Fox does boat loans and truck loans. Get pre-approved with Fox for auto loans and recreational vehicle loans, so you spend less time at the dealership and more time with your new ride.
Fox Communities.
Marie, you have prediabetes.
Prediabetes? I don't have time to eat right or exercise. I'm a busy mom.
Oh, you're a busy mom.
Yeah.
This is great news. Busy moms never get prediabetes.
Wait, what?
Let me just... Yeah, this is all the people at risk for prediabetes, and way over here, busy moms. No?
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
Let's go ahead and bring it back here to Titan Stadium here in Oshkosh. I am Joey D. Alongside John Dinsey. We've got high school football ×2 here this evening. Now that it is now officially evening, I can say that. 14-0 in our first game here. The Ghosts leading Oshkosh North, and the Ghosts getting those 2 scores within a matter of about a minute and a half there in that first half on a couple of turnovers, just a couple of mistakes, but other than that, it's been a pretty well played football game.
Yeah, I think we talked about it a lot in the first half. It really seemed like as these 2 teams came out, especially with having rough year last year for North and then on the other side of it being a playoff team for Kaukauna, they just had jitters. They just seemed to kept stepping on their own toes and making mistakes. And I will say that as the game has gone on, those jitters seem to have subsided a little bit. And more importantly than anything, the defenses have really been able to just take over and control the game. I give a lot of credit to the work that Coach Zemke's doing for North, and then Coach Martin for Kaukauna, really calling really good game and being a step ahead of the offense. That's what excites me about the second half always is as a coach, how do you adjust? What are you going to do differently to make sure that you can move the ball and you can have success? And for North, you're down 14. You're going to have to.
And let's talk a little bit about your connections to these 2 schools.
Yeah.
You got a couple of connections, don't you?
Yeah, Joey, I'm an old man. So so it's weird because all 4 Wera brothers played at UW-Oshkosh. I was lucky enough that I was there for all of their careers. Nick being the oldest, then Josh, and then Justin, who's now the head coach at his alma mater. And I coached Justin. I was his position coach in 09 when he played wide receiver for us. And you could tell then. I mean, he was one of those guys that a lot of times he'd tell me things just because he understood the game so well. And his dad was a youth coach. Everyone knows Dan in the city. I mean, I was lucky enough to coach here but live here. And their family's just a staple in the Oshkosh area. And then on the Kaukauna side, Frank Martin is their defensive coordinator, and Frank was a kid that played at UW-Oshkosh for us. Kid that I actually recruited from Wrightstown High School after he had 19 tackles in the state game, and Frank was just a great player, and he came back from a really bad knee injury, and ultimately when I left to go on to become the athletic director at Lourdes Academy, he came back for his senior year after that knee injury. They went 13-0. I mean, the Oshkosh Titans that year, that's really what started this run that they've been on for 8 years, and you see, I mean, as you look out at the field, the facilities and a lot of success on that field. But when I started coaching here, that success was on the Oshkosh North sideline, not for the Titans. So I know that's what Justin's trying to bring back to his alma mater. His brother Nick, the older brother, was the quarterback on the state championship team. It's just you can tell that's the goal of Justin, and it's the goal of the entire family to bring that success back to Oshkosh North.
Oh, got a little hurdle to overcome here, down 14-0. As we said there in that first half, they scored in the first quarter on a 22-yard interception by Gabe Hammond, and the kick was good. That made it 7-0. That was 4:18 remaining in the first quarter, and then 2:58 remaining in the first quarter. So you do the math there. That was a minute and 24 seconds. Carson Sipple, a 4-yard catch after a fumble recovery, and that made it 14-0. That is where we sit. So haven't had a score in quite a bit here.
Yeah, the defense have really stood up from that point in time. And even when Kaukauna, late in the second half, really had a great drive and was starting to get movement with their offensive line, was starting to snap the ball quicker, move the ball quicker, play with some pace and some tempo. But ultimately, again, the turnover ended the drive for them and put North in a position that they maintained that 14-point deficit instead of making it bigger. So North will kick off to start this half, and again, for them, try to repeat some of the success they had late defensively in the first half.
Here we go, half number 2, quarter number 3 of our 8 quarters that we will have for you here tonight.
Short little bloop kick there to the up back.
Taking out about the 25-yard line, and And it wrapped up.
Like Natrope got that one, playing one of the up back spots.
Oh. He had something to do with that first half.
Yeah.
Quite a few runs.
Yeah, he's a good-looking sophomore running back. Definitely had good vision on those couple runs that he had early in the game. So Van Asten back out at quarterback. And again, you know, if I'm Kaukauna, I'm really going to try to focus on establishing that run again and getting that movement. If you look at the Kaukauna offensive line right now, just from the box, you can see a definite size advantage that they have. They got to get back to running the ball.
Indeed they do. Here is Huffman. He's got some room. His defender fell down. He's got a first down and then some across midfield. A good run to start this second half. A gain of about 17 for Hoffman, and they're in business on the first play.
Yeah, that time again looks like a designed inside zone, but Hoffman's able to get the edge as the defensive end gets hooked and really beats the North defenders all the way to the edge. Those type of plays you always worry as a coach because, you know, you're just waiting for a wide receiver to grab a jersey or whatever and and bring one of those plays back. But Kaukauna does a great job blocking on the edges. And again, as what Coach Binsfield said was going to be very important to them this season.
By far Hoffman's longest run of this evening. Here's the fake handoff and the pass. It is complete to Charlie Weber.
And nice, again, designed play action play, RPO, whatever catchwords you want to use right now that's in football. But, you know, fakes that inside zone to the running back. Linebackers move up. Nice little, essentially, pop pass or a little slant right behind him. And Weber this time does a good job of catching the ball, getting his yards, falling down, and making it a positive play.
Positive play for 7, so second down and 3 on the 41-yard line. A lot of movement this time. And to give to Hoffman, looking for some room, finds a little hole, dives across, close to the first down before he's wrapped up by a couple of green jerseys. Did he get to it?
Looks like they're going to mark him a little bit short. So they run really similar play, but this time they take the slot receiver and they motion him back, really almost looking at like an option look. So that, again, could be one of those first wrinkles we talked about that Coach Binsfield's going to run is, you know, are you going to pull that ball and run some option with Van Asten?
Third down and very, very short. I mean, maybe the tip of the football here. It's still back in the shotgun formation.
This time the motion goes all the way over to the top. Again, doesn't really pull anyone out, but again, the offensive line's able to get enough movement to get the first down for Kaukauna. You're seeing a little bit more as the first half has started, a little bit more motion by Kaukauna, whether it's, you know, orbit motion where the guy goes in motion and goes back to where he started, or in that case, he carried it all the way through, trying to pull those overhangs of those linebackers out of the box.
This drive started on their own 35 to start this quarter. They are now on the Oshkosh North 35.
About 10
3
minutes.
run plays and a pass play.
Yeah, so Kaukauna, again, 2-by-2 set. Again, look like they're in a solid run formation. Another motion.
Austin Miller. Instead, Hoffman. No, check that. That is Hunter Natrop.
Hunter Natrop.
So this time, North wraps him up for a loss.
Yeah, great job by the North defensive line is giving up a lot of size, especially to the right side of Kaukauna's line. That right tackle is a big, big kid. I'm going to have to pay more attention to who that is. But they're able to get some good penetration, and right now we're able to stop Natrop on that play.
Loss of 1. It is Hoffman again back there with Van Asten. And the 2 receivers to each side. Snap to Van Asten, calls his own number, straight up the middle. Diving across the 30, down to about the 27-yard line. A decent pickup. That was that his number called, or did he do that on his own?
Yeah, I think it's a design quarterback draw, but what's really interesting about that one is the back flares, almost like they're going to throw a pass to him before the quarterback takes it and runs it. A lot of times you'll see that back lead inside, almost like an ISO or a lead play, you know, like a fullback. That time, they want to stretch, again, those overhangs. So you can see the adjustment in the first half is really trying to move the safeties in the overhangs to try to make that box a little bit tighter.
Van Asten, all kinds of time this time, rolling out to the right.
Oh, dangerous throw,
and
but he
he's got his man, complete to Austin Miller.
It takes a lot of arm strength to just do what Noah Van Asten did there. So they're sprinting out to the field side, big side of the field, and basically they run a flat route with an out on top of it. There's 2 defenders there, so the only way he gets that ball in is with a very strong arm, and he did it. I mean, that's a great throw.
18-yard pickup down to the 10-yard line. They are knocking on the door, 1st and goal on the first drive of half number 2 here for Kaukauna. They send a guy in motion once again. That is Charlie Weber. Instead, they give it to Hoffman on the right side. And he is knocked backwards. Might have got back. They'll give him a little bit of forward progress.
Yeah, so again, they're attacking the inside with that inside zone, but what you'll notice now is this half is continued. They continue to motion, and right now they're motioning that slot receiver all the way to the other side behind the run play. And on that play, the safeties and the overhangs didn't adjust. So what that's going to mean is if they pull the ball and they throw it out to that guy, really North is a defender short if they're not going to adjust to the motion.
It is 2nd down and goal on the 7-yard line, firing into the end zone. Touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown pass to Carson Sipple, and Kaukauna strikes first in the second half. They're up 20-0.
Again, the thing we talked about at the end of the halftime was how would the offensive coaches make adjustments to what happened in the first half. And you can see with that motion, especially on that play, North is really playing 3 defenders to the field to defend 2 receivers, which opens up the middle of the field to fit that little post in there for the touchdown. So it's a great job by Kaukauna's coaching staff of finding a nice adjustment and really attacking until they can get some points.
And a kick is up, and it is good. So with 7:24 remaining here in this third quarter, it is now Kaukauna 21 and Oshkosh North nothing. We will take a quick timeout and be back to Oshkosh after this here on the Fox Communities Credit Union Game of the Week.
Fox Communities Credit Union.
Sometimes you can tell when it's time to look for a bigger house. Get the home, the yard, and the loan that will make your dreams and your dogs come true. Talk to the mortgage lending experts at Fox. Get free pre-approval and helpful home buying advice so you can see just how much space you can afford. Let Fox help you with 22 locations and lending experts to make it easy. Visit foxcu.org for details.
Fox Communities.
A century is made up of minutes, but more importantly, of moments. Moments of hard work, dedication, challenges, and triumphs. From Myron Construction, the past 100 years were built by the steady hands of tradespeople who laid a strong foundation, and continues to thrive because of our passionate team members. As we close this significant chapter of our history, our sights are set on what we will accomplish together in the years to come, because together we'll continue building excellence.
Bring it back here to Oshkosh North, or to UW-Oshkosh, I should say, where North is down 21-0. They get the ball back after the Kaukauna drive that went 8 plays, 65 yards. Capped off by the 7-yard touchdown pass to Sipple. That's his second touchdown catch of the game. 21-0 now in favor of Kaukauna. If I can get the computer to work right for me. It'll be 1st and 10 on the 35-yard line.
So North comes out in a more spread 2-by-2 look.
Wrapped up right away.
Yeah, they motion that third receiver. Again, similar to Kaukauna, going with more motion right away to run that inside zone, which has been their primary run play, but not enough movement. I think, again, we heard it in the pregame, right? But number 30, Jack Block for Kaukauna, is really doing a good job of controlling the inside of that line for Kaukauna and making it hard to run the ball.
The toss back to the man in motion, Phillips. Working the near sideline. Stuffed there, stayed inbound, so the clock will continue to run. Might have got back to the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 3rd and long.
Yeah, it's a tough play again. I mean, you see motion, and it's running a lot of the field to really not get much of a gain. Because Kaukauna's doing a great job of just stretching that play out.
They gave him a couple. So it's 3rd and 7. First possession for North here in the second half. Trying to answer Kaukauna's. We were just praising the North defense at halftime there. And then what happens? They give up a long touchdown possession there to start the second half.
Sprint out by the quarterback here.
Here's Garland.
Trying to reverse field. He's got some room.
Got a good block there, too, as he started coming back this way. Still on his feet and steps out of bounds. He still wants to go, even though he's out of bounds.
Yeah, a little bit short. And we just talked about Jack Blackman. He does a great job of redirecting all the way from the middle of the field where he's playing defensive tackle to chase the quarterback to the sideline. That's a great effort play. Those are the type of plays you really want from your defensive linemen to be pursuing all the way to the whistle. So it's 4th down. It looks like North's going to go here.
Down by 3 scores. A little desperation here already in the early part of the second half. Or are they just going to try and get them to jump here? Because it is 4th and short. If they get them to jump, they get the automatic first.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the ability, you would think, for the quarterback to squib kick. But not where he's lined up here. They got to run a play.
Got it. Spanbauer, I believe. Did he dive across for enough?
Yeah.
Indeed, he did. Landon Spanbauer on a low snap even. That was a great job by Garland to get it into the hands of Landon.
It's always that saying you hear from coaches, right? You want running backs that fall forward, right, and they get you that 2 yards. I mean, Spanbauer gets the first down ultimately because he drives his feet and he falls forward.
1st and 10 on a 46-yard line. A toss back to Shamans, still on his feet. Met right at midfield by a whole gaggle of white jerseys.
Yeah, great job on that play. Again, the wingback goes in motion, and they end up running the sweep with him. But Landon Spanbauer is lead blocking on that play and does a great job of sealing the edge to allow the running back to either bounce or pop back inside. In that case, he bounced it outside, gets 5 yards.
Yeah, officially 2nd and 6 there, right at midfield. Spanbauer again gets the call and again stumbles his way across for a first down. Moving the chains again up to the 44-yard line. Gain of 6 and another first down.
And starting to see some success running the ball. And it's always coach speak, right? I have to play good defense, have to run the ball. But you can see how the defense is already making adjustments because offensively they're getting some movement, they're getting some yards.
1st and 10 on the 43-yard line. Spanbauer again, and he is met right there at the line of scrimmage. Taken down quickly by Tommy Tetzlaff, the 6'3", 175-pound junior. Was right there to meet him. In fact, he lost a yard.
Yeah, that was a great fit by the inside linebacker there. And that's a little wrinkle. So on that play with the motion, they pulled a guard that time, almost made it like power versus a zone play.
Long pass attempt. He got a one-on-one out on the seam and incomplete pass. Looking for one of his wide receivers, Brendan Crumry. He was one of his favorite targets there in that first half, too, whenever he did throw it. That's the first throw of the second half by Garland.
Yeah, we should be tracking targets because I think Crumry's been the target the entire first half, now into the second half, for Garland. I'd like to see, especially when they pass the ball, I'd like to see them do some combination routes and get Garland some easy throws. I mean, that throw he just throws there is a hard throw to complete for any quarterback.
Give to Spanbauer once again. Falls to his back at the 40-yard line.
Coach Ware already lining up, getting the offense ready for their next play. Obviously going for it on 4th down.
Gain of 4 on that run.
So it puts them in a manageable, looks like 4th and 7.
Yep.
Okay, so again, looks like double wing. They're going to motion that one wing and sprint out.
Snap bounces into the hands of Garland, directing traffic. Now stiff arm, and he cannot get away from it. He's dragged out of bounds.
There's got to be a penalty.
And the flag comes out.
Yeah, They threw it late, but you could see from up here that the defender grabbed right by those shoulder pads, the old Terrell Owens horse collar penalty.
Yeah.
And that's what they called, yeah.
And it looked like Will Campbell, the 6-foot sophomore. How much of that might be a little inexperience?
So again, they do a good job, right, of sprinting out, moving the pocket for Garland. That's going to make the throws easier for the quarterback to have a little bit shorter field, but they can't get that crossing route over fast enough to give him someone to throw to. He's really only, it looks like he has one option on that pass. So they're not able to get that crossing route over.
And very costly penalty. Moves it up to the 28-yard line. And Oshkosh North's drive stays alive.
Oh, no.
Fumble on the handoff, and right there to dive back on it was Garland. He was trying to get it to Spanbauer and went right through his wickets. And a timeout is going to be called by Oshkosh North. With 3:28 left to play in this second or third
I don't
quarter.
think Coach Ware is very, very excited right now with really probably a center. Those snaps, again, we've talked about it all game, that in shotgun, that timing in a good quality snap is so important. Obviously, the snap's always important. But in shotgun, it's throwing the timing off, and ultimately that leads to a bad mesh between the quarterback and running back and a ball that's on the ground. North is really fortunate they recovered it. It was what it really comes down to. And Coach Ware immediately called a timeout. And he's a pretty even-keeled guy, but he didn't look like it there. So
officially go down as a sack then for Kaukauna. Moves him back a yard to the 29-yard line. But after Kaukauna scored on their first drive, they are looking to do the exact same thing because Kaukauna started on their own 35 on their drive. Same thing here for Oshkosh North, and they are still alive. It's second down and 11. A lot more plays on this drive.
Yeah, you're just seeing better execution. Obviously some wrinkles and some adjustments, but it's overall better execution by the offenses. Screen pass.
Garland with the pass, and it is complete. Wrapped up, thrown out of bounds is Spanbauer. And they're on the tackle, Will Campbell.
Yeah, great pursuit by Will Campbell. Really not getting fooled at all as they try to leak Spanbauer out on the screen. Good window dressing, good design, play by Coach Ware. Better play by Campbell to make the stop.
And he gained about 4 on the play.
Open set again. More of their spread look for North, going 2 by 2.
They're down and 8. Quick pass. He was nailed right away, and he threw it right to the defender. Another interception. And it is Jacob Van Zeelen. Boy, under heavy pressure. That's what caused that. Was that defensive line of Kaukauna got through right away, and as soon as Garland threw it, he was nailed, and he threw it right into the hands of Van Zeelen.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was talking about earlier, Joey, that, again, to run those sort of combination routes and give Garland some easier throws is what I would really be looking at doing. And he did that. He ran a nice little out and slant. It's just the throw was high. I mean, he had a guy open, just didn't execute the pass. And unfortunately also paid the price. He got hit really hard on the play. I don't know if they blitzed there or just didn't block a guy, but it was very quick pressure.
That was the 12th play of that drive. And it all goes for nothing. Kaukauna takes over on their own 28-yard line with about 2.5 minutes left to play.
Yeah, so you saw that look again from Kaukauna that really worked for them in that first drive where they're given the inside zone look, and whether, Van Asten can keep and option it or throw it out to his motion guy. Again, they're getting stretching of those overhangs and getting those safeties to start moving. Trying to get those safeties to spin, as we used to say. So if you have 2 high safeties, ultimately you want one of them to come down and take the motion player. So if you look right now, really no one's moving with it. So they should have an extra player.
The fake handoff and the quick pass across the middle is incomplete. He was looking for Weber.
And you saw it on that play, on the pass play. Both receivers ran in routes. Both defenders had the in routes, but no one had the flat player because they're not adjusting to that motion. So I would expect Coach Binsfield to take advantage of that relatively quickly here.
Clock stops with 1:51 left to play here in this third quarter. A 3-score advantage for Kaukauna.
3rd and 9. And again, 2 by 2 look by Kaukauna, stacking 2 receivers into the boundary to the short side. Blitz by North.
And almost going down. Now he does, and guess who is right there? Andrew McAvoy. That unofficially, I got him for about 3.5, maybe 4 sacks already. And down goes Van Asten, and out comes the punt team.
He had nice pressure again. North blitzes, 3rd and long. Great time to dial up a blitz. Looked like Draco Holt got free and opened up that play for, again, surprise, surprise, Andy McAvoy.
Loss of 7, so it's 4th and 16.
North should get great field position here.
I was thinking the same thing.
High snap.
It goes into the end zone.
Kick it out of the end zone.
And he downed it in the end zone. That's going to be a safety as the punt went flying over his head. Might have heard some of the coaches yelling, just kick it, kick it.
Joey, that's the best decision he can make. 2 points is better than 7. Great aware play by the punter just to fall on top of the ball, take the safety. Unfortunately, obviously, you have to free kick here and give the ball back to North, but you had to do that either way. So, especially regardless if you're up or not, don't make the play worse. I'm glad he didn't listen to the coaches, actually.
So the safety puts Oshkosh North on the board at 21-2 now.
It's just how Coach Ware drew it up, right?
Exactly.
First points of the year on a safety, on a punt. These are always interesting. I know for me, I was a special teams coordinator for years when I coached at Oshkosh. Hard play to draw up is a free kick, right? You're going to punt this ball essentially from the 20-yard line here. So, North is going to set up a kick return formation, but really with the type of spin of a punt. Now, you get to choose if you're going to kick off or punt, and they're choosing to kick off. But you're basically giving up 20 yards when you kick this. So, Kaukauna has a really good kicker. I mean, I've been very impressed with him so far, but you're giving up field position before the ball's even kicked. Decent ball, hangs up in the air.
Yeah, that's a pretty good kick, taken at about the 28-yard line.
It's Phillips again. Gets them to about the 40-yard line. So, again, North's going to get 2 points and get really good field position. Now they just got to keep moving the ball like they did on the last drive and obviously get rid of the turnovers. Joey, we had talked about before the game started, Peyton Lyon, right, being the quarterback. And it looks like he's warming up on the sideline. Looks like number 18 is loosening up. So maybe they'll go to the sophomore as the half continues.
Must have been some kind of game time decision there.
We couldn't find 18 earlier, so now we see him at least. That's good.
1st and 10, under a minute left to play. Rolling out is Garland. Pressure from behind, and he runs out of bounds. Decent gain once again, making something out of nothing because there was a lot of pressure from the Ghosts.
Yeah, great job again. Linebackers for Kaukauna triggering when the quarterback sprints out, forcing him to either run or get rid of the ball quickly. And even in that case, the wing on that play is McAvoy. And McAvoy is really a lead blocker, and he wasn't able to take care of the Kaukauna defense. Pass.
Toss back, halfback pass, and he can't get it off. And he's going to be tackled in the backfield.
Great job by Kaukauna. They were not fooled at all on that halfback pass. Both safeties stayed home, trying to run basically vertical routes to try to surprise Kaukauna, and it didn't work.
Back to the 41-yard line. That was Brendan Crumry. Couldn't find anybody open. And it keeps the clock going, too. Do they let this run down, or can they get a play off? He lost 3 on the play. They do get the play off. Looking left, goes right
there
with
goes,
it.
That's a screen up.
Nice little toss out in the flat to Landon Spenbauer. It is complete. Stops the clock with 4 seconds left, but it'll be 4th down and long.
Yeah, it's 4th and long. I mean, the benefit for Coach Wera in this case, obviously, is the wind is played better if you're going to punt this way, right? So, as we go into the 4th quarter with 4 seconds left, he's at least going to have the advantage of the wind as he punts here. I mean, that's not obviously the goal of the play he just called, but it's one of the benefits he gets from it.
And so they will punt it away on their second possession of
Good punt.
this half. Taken right at the 20-yard line by Hunter Rubio.
Yeah, again, the punt had a good bounce, backed up Rubio. Looks like he gets about 5 yards after he fields it. And Kaukauna should get the ball at the 25-yard line to start the fourth quarter.
All right, we head to quarter number 4. 21-2 is our score. Back after this on the Fox Communities Credit Union Video Stream Game of the Week.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
Yeah, you do see that score correctly. I know I was having, first game jitters as far as, running this whole operation again to get the season going. But that's not
correct.
That's not a typo by me. It is 21-2. 3 touchdowns by Kaukauna, 2 of them on turnovers, and a safety for Oshkosh North as we head to quarter number 4 here at Titan Stadium. It begins with a pass play. Short pass play.
Again, issues with the snap. Van Asten's able to really get it off the ground enough to be able to make a nice throw into the boundary. So we've seen a lot when Van Asten is looking to throw to just get yards early in possessions, throwing to that one receiver side and taking quick outs, quick hitches, and gets 4 yards on that play to kick us off, or 2 yards, I guess. It's Kaukauna this time. Similar formation. They go 3 wide to the field side and put the single receiver into the boundary.
And a short pass out to Hank Hoffman.
And that's the first time we've seen that look today,
Yeah.
Joey. Before
got
the
a lot
snap.
of yards on the ground, but I believe that might be his first catch.
Yeah, I mean, that time they even give him that little motion before the snap. And with 3 receivers out there, you have 3 lead blockers, and that's essentially screen pass to the running back.
Brings it out to about the 32-yard line.
Kaukauna has some, good young receivers. That's the biggest takeaway I have so far is Van Asten's obviously as advertised, but they have a lot of potential in this group that Coach Binsfield was obviously saying are going to be important to their keys to success this year. Ooh.
Pass is broken up across the middle. He is lucky that one wasn't picked off. Greg Harden was right there to knock it down.
He had a ton of pressure early and did a great job of avoiding pressure to get the throw off, and had a receiver going up the seam wide open. He just couldn't get him the ball and took a big hit. It looks like Van Asten's walking off on his own power, but took a big hit.
Are you surprised that on this possession here, you're in the fourth quarter, you're up 21-2. They had 3 straight pass plays there on this possession, and it's a 3-and-out.
Joey, like I said, I would run behind that right guard and that right tackle over and over again. I kept saying how big the right tackle was. Now that I look, he's 6'8", 355.
That's it?
Will DeGuy. Probably said his name wrong. His
No,
parents
that's
are
right.
gonna be
That's
mad.
correct.
That's right? Okay.
I got the pronunciation.
I'd run behind him as much as I could. That's a great punt, Joey.
Another good punt here.
Wow.
And another roll for Kaukauna. They've gotten a couple of those here this afternoon and evening. They'll just let it die at the 24-yard line, and that's where North will take over.
Yeah, I mean, again, we've talked about it as the game has gone on. You start to see common themes, and for me, the skill level for Kaukauna on the outside, their receivers, their running backs is really good. And as you continue to watch the game, I would say the specialists as well, their punter, their kicker, been very, very impressive. So Kaukauna seems, it's obviously game 1. We've played 3 quarters of football, but they're definitely a talented team. Definitely a talented team.
It'll be North football down 21-2 here with just over 10 minutes left to play in the fourth quarter.
Still have Garland at quarterback. Back to pass. Going deep.
Play action. He's got a guy down the near
lot of
sideline.
contact,
A lot of contact, and he drew it. He got the pass interference call. That's going to go on Logan Van Roy in coverage. Check that, Tommy Tetzloff, or was that Van Roy? No, it's Van Roy.
Yeah, it's Van Roy.
Yep.
Covering Crumry, and again, targeting Crumry down the field. And when Garland has had time to really step in, good pocket, clean pocket to throw the ball, he delivered a great pass there. 50-50 ball gets the penalty either way.
So the pass interference marks it on the 39-yard line, 1st and 10.
Yeah,
good way to start a drive.
Not spot foul like the NFL, you know. You get a lot more yards. So, again, a little bit more of their tight formation, right? Their double wing, double receiver formation. Seems where they've been the most comfortable offensively. McAvoy in motion.
Fake to Spenbauer, and he'll take it himself. Garland will. He's wrapped up just across the line of scrimmage. Might have gained a yard or two.
Yeah, diagnosed really well by number 75, Andre Williams. Did a great job of beating his guy and staying home and getting the quarterback.
They gave him 2 on the play. I guess Garland's doing all right in there, and Lion is not warming up anymore.
Yeah, Lion's not warming up anymore. So I wonder how that story will play out throughout the year.
Here's Spenbauer. Nice wrap-up, one-on-one tackle here on the near sideline.
So, again, a wrinkle off that offense, right? McAvoy motions as the wing guy. Instead of just reading it and handing it off, they pull the guard, really give him a lead play. Unfortunately, the guard wasn't able to sustain his block because there was a nice little seam there if he could have.
Did gain 1 on the play, so it's 3rd and 7. Time ticking away here for Oshkosh North. Pretty much every possession 4-down territory for them.
You would think so. I mean, obviously, field position could predicate that, but
Garland's toss pass is complete. Ethan Tesmer, the senior receiver, getting his hands on the football for the first time tonight. Not going to be enough for a first down, though. Only gained a couple, and so it will be 4th down. And obviously going to be going for it here.
Yeah.
Down 21-2 as the clock keeps running.
Yeah, Joey, a lot of initial pressure again. So that pocket that we talked about on the good throw really didn't exist and put Garland in a tough position to complete that pass.
4th down and 5. Do they use a timeout here? Looks like some confusion.
Looks like Coach Wera signaled in something different. They ended up spreading their wings out to be slot receivers. I feel like they're just running it down right now.
Yep, they've got to use the timeout, and so they will.
Yeah, so Coach Wera is definitely, it looks like he's looking for different looks in the defense, calling the play from the sideline, but did get the look he liked defensively and used the timeout.
8:16 left to play. We remind you that coming up after this game, after, of course, a little intermission, if you will, we got game number 2 of our high school football doubleheader. It is Oshkosh West taking on Kimberly. We see both teams' fans trickling in for game number 2. That'll get underway roughly about 8:15-ish is what I was told. So they'll have a little time in between these games.
Yeah, you
as
can
we
see
get
him,
the football season going, man. It just feels good to say.
Yeah, you can see him trickling in, Joey. You see the Kimberly trucks over there with all the football equipment, kids coming into the stands, fans coming in. Always exciting, right?
Yep.
Back-to-back doubleheader day. You know, seeing 4 teams in one night. It's just good thing for the state, good thing for the area.
4th down and 5 after the timeout. Let's see what Coach Wera called up, drew up. Back to pass, goes Garland. Under heavy pressure, he's got a wide open receiver. It is complete. Sam Shamans. Nobody around him, and a big-time pickup on 4th down as they get down to near the red zone.
Yeah, it's funny that, you know, these plays that they continue to run over and over again. You know, as coaches, they're always setting something up, and the play he throws the interception on is a flat with a little post behind it, and this time the flat route just wheels down the sideline, and the overhang for Kaukauna doesn't run with him. He's wide open, right? Again, if the pocket is more set for the quarterback, that's a touchdown, right? Garland had to throw that under heavy pressure just to even have the opportunity to hit a wide open receiver.
I got it down for a 36-yard pickup down to the 26-yard line. 1st and 10, a key 4th down pickup.
Another good play call, especially out of a timeout again.
Play action. Again, he goes right side to Shamans. It is complete for not as long, but boy, I can't get how wide open he was out there, too.
It's a tough spot. I mean, if you look defensively, they're playing basically a 4-2, right? So to the 2 receiver side, this overhang player has to run with anything that wheels down the sideline. That's tough. You're asking that guy to defend the run and then cover a guy on a vertical route.
Looking left,
got him open.
Got a guy in the end zone jumping
Touchdown.
up for a touchdown. Oshkosh North. A 24-yard touchdown strike to Greg Harden from Alex Garland.
Wow, that's a great throw. So again, little wrinkles as the game goes on. Coach Wera has been running those slot receivers up the seam. This time, instead of running a vertical route, they break to the corner, wide open. And against this defense, that is a part of the field that should be open. It's a hard part to attack. That's a hard throw to make. But playing that one high safety, you're going to leave that spot open. So great throw by Garland, good read defensively, good call by Coach Wera.
Makes it 21-8. With the extra point pending. First touchdown of the evening for the Spartans. And that one is good. And so with 7:40 remaining here in quarter number 4, I'll go ahead and say it for the first time in regulation. 21-9. This one is far from over, Coach. What do you think?
Again, I think defensively, North has set the tone all game. Even when Kaukauna had success early in the second half here, North responded and got stops and put pressure on Van Asten that they're still in the game as long as they can continue to play the way they've played defensively and give their offense short fields. So I give the coaching staff a great credit, keeping the team in the game, not worrying about what's on the scoreboard, and ultimately putting the quarterback in a position to have throws that he can complete and give the offense success. I mean, that's what it really comes down to. Give the quarterback a chance to complete passes that he can complete to give the offense success. And they did that in the entire drive.
Your play drive, 6 plays, 76 yards in only about 2.5 minutes.
Wow.
That was a quick strike.
It's an important, obviously to drive the field, score, you have to do it when you're trailing. But to do it as fast as they did, you're down 12 points, right? So, you can question should they have went for 2, whatever, right? But they're not to that point yet. They need to get points on the board, chase points later.
And remember, that started with a pass interference, and then also they had a key 4th down. So they had everything go their way on that play, on that 6-play drive. Taking that about the 12-yard line.
Uh-oh.
He's got a lot of room here on the near side.
Yeah, Kaukauna lined up. It's really interesting. Kaukauna lined up basically expecting a surprise onside or something like that. Just one returner. So you would think with not having any lead blockers for your returner, you should be able to cover pretty well. But Kaukauna did a great job. Once the ball was kicked in the air, it was obviously going to be a return. They got nice initial blocks. They got a big return up to the 39-yard line.
Jacob Van Zeelen, a 5'11" senior. And Kaukauna will start on their own 39-yard line with 7:33 left to play. Do we see a lot of Hank Hoffman here? Just run it, get this clock down? Or
you would think so, right? They put 3 receivers.
But of course, they threw it 3 times last time, and they're throwing it again. What do I know?
I'm telling you, sometimes as a coach, I shouldn't say sometimes. A lot of times as a coach, you outthink yourself. But you outthink yourself because of the talent you have on the field, right? So Van Asten's your best player, and he's gotten you where you are. And you even see on that play, there's pressure. They're sprinting out to the field to the 3 receiver side. And with his arm strength, he throws a dime, on a deep out. I mean, that's an 8-yard out to the field. That's a hard throw for any high school kid. So, again, I don't want to say he's overthinking it. I think he's just putting the ball in his best player's hand.
Called by Austin Miller for 12.
Ooh, nice play.
And now to give to Hoffman. He's got a hole. He finds it, spins his way across down to the 35-yard line. A big pickup here of 14 yards and move the chains again.
See, Joey, that's why Coach calls plays and we just call the game, right?
Yeah.
So he runs that sprint out to set up what they just ran there, which is a sprint draw. So Van Asten sprints out and hands the ball on a draw. Big gain, right? I mean, again, sometimes you're platforming the next play, more than you're worried about the play that you're running on first down. And that's exactly what Coach Binsfield did. I mean, that's masterful play calling.
After 5 straight passing plays dating back a couple of possessions, they finally run the ball again, and it's good for 14. Clock continues to run here. The quick strike over the middle, and he's got his guy once again. The strike to Charlie Weber, and they'll move the change yet again.
Yeah, I give Van Asten, again, a lot of credit. That's a low snap down at his feet, and it's on an RPO play, right? So he's faking the handoff. His eyes have to come up, and he's got to be able to throw to that slot receiver, all with a snap that's at his ankles.
Gain of 16 to Weber this time. Again, going to the air. Caught by Carson Sipple. He's already got 2 other touchdowns in this one. This one goes for a couple of yards. It'll be second down and about 7.
Yeah, it takes where we've seen a lot of in these early down and distance when they do throw the ball, just taking that one-on-one matchup to the short side of the field and taking quick outs, quick hitches, and again, getting 4 yards on first down. Same as a run, right? As long as it's a high percentage throw like that one is for Van Asten and Sipple.
Moving the ball here through the air. Well, there are 4 plays. 3 of them have been passes so far. And this time they give it to Hoffman again, and he runs out of bounds, so the clock will stop.
You see that play in this offense really commonly, right? So you put your 3 receivers to the field, and you run that stretch into the boundary, and that big right tackle again did a great job of hooking the end and giving the edge to the running back so he could get a big gain. Big play here, 3rd and short. North really needs to tighten up here on this play.
3rd and 1 on the 10-yard line. And the delayed handoff to Hoffman. He's got it given a couple of stiff arms before he is pushed out of bounds. And I think he did just get enough.
Yeah, I think
Indeed he did. It will be 1st and goal now for Kaukauna on the 7-yard line.
Yeah, again, just running that inside zone and mano-a-mano, the Kaukauna offensive line, get movement on the North defensive line that's got a lot of hands on thigh boards right now. Looking like they're getting a little gassed.
Stop the clock at 5:19 since he ran out of bounds or was pushed out of bounds. Back to the shotgun formation for Noah Van Asten.
Expect to see a blitz or something here pretty soon.
Going in motion was Weber.
Yeah. He didn't reset, basically went in motion twice.
And a penalty called on Kaukauna. That is their 3rd penalty of this half. And they'll back him up 5 yards.
There's a lot of things, as you're watching this game that both coaches should be very proud of. I mean, a lot of things that they can definitely hang their hat on going into week 2. But if you're Kaukauna's coach, I think for sure one thing you're going to be looking at are your turnovers, obviously, but penalties, right? A lot of times they're shooting themselves in the foot as they're moving the ball.
As they like to say, the old pre-snap penalty, too. So it's 1st and goal on the 12, rolling out to pass once again, and he's taken down in the backfield. Big-time sack by Logan Basie.
Yeah, great play, good pursuit by the defense for Oshkosh North. Again, it's the same concept that they completed earlier in this drive, just running that short, flat route with the out behind it. But North was up to the task. And again, that's a lot to ask a quarterback to sprint all the way to that side of the field and try to throw, a tough throw into a tight window.
Still don't understand why you're not, why they're throwing the football so much. When you got this lead and time is running down, and you got a running back like Hoffman, and again, they're going to the air. To the end zone, sliding for the catch and the touchdown.
Joey, I'm telling you, that's
Cody
why we call the
Gaber.
game and they call it. Again, you look at that play, there's another little wrinkle. It's the first bubble look that they had by the slot receiver, but that is a wide receiver getting on top of a safety and just winning one-on-one. I mean, that's what you love to see in football is sometimes your player is just better than their player.
Cody Gaber, a 19-yard touchdown reception with 4:27 left to play here in this 4th quarter. The 3rd touchdown pass from Noah Van Asten, the other 2 going to Carson Sipple. This one to Cody Gaber, the 6'2 junior.
Great
and
kick.
The extra point, and it is good. And so with 4:27 left to play here in this fourth quarter, our new score 28-9. Kaukauna on top of Oshkosh North, capping off a pretty impressive drive, but going to the air quite a bit. That started on their own 39-yard line and only took about 3 minutes.
Yeah, and for North to drive down the field, have some success, get their first touchdown of the 2019 season, you really are hoping, what has carried you all day, your defense would step up there. And unfortunately, Kaukauna just executed better. And whether it's running or passing, they had a lot of success and moved the ball pretty quickly.
The third touchdown pass again from Van Asten. Couple to Sipple. There was also a interception by Gabe Hammond.
Yeah, and Coach talked a lot in his previews, prior to the year to the newspaper, to us before the game. He talked about that talent at the receiver position having to be really critical to their success. And you can see it when they obviously play as much four wide as they do. But, Carson Sipple and Austin Miller, and those guys have really stepped up tonight.
Taken on the 5-yard line.
Nice open field tackle there by number 32, Tommy Tetzlaff.
The run back by Brendan Crumrye. And North will take over on their own 21-yard line with time running down. 4:20 left to play in the fourth quarter. That 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 play drive for 61 yards in about 3 minutes.
And still Garland at quarterback, the senior.
Pass into the flat, and that is caught. Ethan Tesmer. And he stays inbound, so the clock will continue to run. He gained just a couple.
Yeah, so just quick out by the slot receiver. Again, those are the throws we talked about even earlier in the game that you wanted to see Coach Ware get to Garland. Get him short, quick throws, build his confidence. And again, that's a 4-yard gain on first down. Oh, great play. So he takes that quick throw again. And number 28 for Kaukauna, Jake Van Zeelen, was up to the task, made the tackle on the flat. Really no gain, if not a loss.
And, they are going to say no gain.
Okay.
So it is 3rd down and 6 on the 25-yard line. And the ball is fumbled. It is still loose. Nobody sees it. Now we got a whole pile. Who jumped on it?
I think it looked like Kaukauna got on it, but don't know if they kept it.
And it's going to be on the 14-yard line.
North kept it, yeah.
North will keep it, but another fumbled snap. We've seen it from both sides here this evening in game 1 of the season. How much of that is because it is game 1 of the season?
Yeah, whether it's game 1, game 21, whatever it is, if you're going to play shotgun, that's something coaches are going to be drilling the second they walk back into practice for week 2.
And the incomplete pass.
You got 2:46 here. Kaukauna gets the ball back, 14-yard line, up pretty big. You would expect him to just run the clock out.
They will take over on the 14-yard line with 2:46 left to play. And what has been a pretty entertaining first football game of the season between.
Did they sub Van Asten out, or is he still there? No,
Oh,
they subbed him out, yeah.
They did sub him out. And in at quarterback now, Gannon Demler. And they'll run it right up the middle. And a timeout is called, an injury timeout, unfortunately.
Yeah, late in the game especially. That's not the type of stuff you want to see.
So we'll be able to recap things here for you. 2:33 showing on the clock. It's 28-9. Kaukauna looks to be cruising to win number 1 after last year's bounce back year, I guess you could say, going 5-5, 4-4 in the VFA North. And they averaged about 24 points game last year, right at about that here to open up this season. And that's good to see. Getting up and walking off.
It's Aaron Gudemuth. Yeah, nothing better than seeing him walk off on his own power.
He is
Crowd
a
gives him
two-way
nice round of
player for them.
applause. Yeah, plays O-line and D-line. Really important senior player for this North team. You know, and again, for Coach Wera, one of the things he should really be excited about after seeing his team today is a lot of these seniors have been varsity players for 2 years. This is now their third year, right? So the more experience they can get, the more obviously they're going to be able to perform as the year goes on.
Griffith Beckish is the running back that gets that one, 5'9" junior. Getting some playing time here to.
Right, and for Kaukauna, you're able to get some guys some playing time in a varsity game right now that maybe you didn't expect to play, maybe you did expect to play them, but again, early in the season, as a team, you're still forming and you're still molding, and what we saw is a lot of Kaukauna and North's identity today, but it's going to continue to grow as the year goes on.
3rd and 15 now with the ball on the 19-yard line, a high snap. And
Good
the pass
throw.
is complete. Nice throw and catch. Xander Hippus.
A little quick release by number 12 there, playing quarterback. So again, snap was a little off, even for the backup quarterback. Did a good job of just ignoring the fake to the running back and just a little quick RPO pass to the slot receiver. Hits him for about a 6-7 yard gain. So he puts him in a 4th and manageable with 1:23 left in the game.
4th and 5 on about the 9-yard line. And now the referee's coming over to talk with the Oshkosh North sideline.
Yeah, did they use a timeout or what?
Oh, we got something on the field. The trainers came out and picked up maybe some piece of equipment.
I was going to say, that's pretty important. That's where the ball was located, too.
Yeah.
So
here we go, 4th and 5 with 1:21 left to play. The backups for Kaukauna. And the handoff goes to Gabe Hammond.
North with the stop. They'll get the ball back one more time as they look to close out game number 1 here and hopefully put some more points on the board.
Correction, Deshaun Ellis was that runner, the 5'8" senior. It's 31, not a 21. And North will take over on downs with 1:14 left to play. It's 28-9. And we still need a team to get out there for North. There we go.
We've had these delay of games out of the timeout, so or hustle, or call it.
Who's going to run out there now? We're seeing Lyon.
Looking for the quarterback. Yeah,
Peyton Lyon, the sophomore, who we had slated down as one of the starters, but just now getting into the game. 1:14 left, and the snap is botched. I think Lyon might have dove on it. Or did
I think Kaukauna got it.
Kaukauna grabs it. Another turnover on Oshkosh North. That kind of is the story of this one. Is Kaukauna has been able to score on a couple of different turnovers by Oshkosh North. And now great time to get your backups in there and maybe celebrate with a score. Inside the 10-yard line, they will take over on the 8. 1st and goal. Or do you just let the clock run out? Do you do the old down, or do you try and score here?
I'm taking a knee.
What are you doing?
If it's
Sportsmanship?
Me.
What do we do?
I'm taking a knee if it's me, but unfortunately, I've witnessed both, positive and negative.
And the handoff, they did not take the knee. That goes to Griffin Beckish.
Yeah, I mean, especially in this scenario. I mean, Oshkosh North has 1 timeout left. It's not like they're going to, use their timeouts to try to stretch this thing out anymore. And again, I don't think Coach Binsfield is trying to pour it on. I think if they pop one in for a touchdown, they do. Otherwise, listen, they put their backups in, and they're running inside zone right now.
2nd and goal on the 8. Is it victory formation?
I think it is.
There we go.
The best formation in football right there.
There it is, the kneel down by the backup quarterback, Gannon Demler. And that is how this one is going to come to an end. We still got 20 seconds left to go on the clock, but the Kaukauna Galloping Ghosts are going to start off the season on a high note as they come to Oshkosh and take away a 28-9 victory over the Oshkosh North Spartans here at Titan Stadium. 3-2-1, and that is how this one comes to an end. First game of the season is in the books. 28-9, the final score. Immediate thoughts here, Coach John Dinsey.
You know, honestly, I'm really impressed with Kaukauna. I know, you know, when you make the playoffs, you're trying to build off that momentum, but they didn't return a lot of lettermen, and they didn't return a lot of starters. And for a team that goes four wide pretty much in every play, you know, when you're trying to bring in new receivers, that's a lot to ask. And they came out in game one, maybe with a little bit of jitters. Obviously, they can work on, you know, the snaps from the center to the quarterback. But they came out and they played well offensively. They played great defensively. And in their kicking game, they were impressive. So when I look at Kaukauna, they look like a pretty complete team. And I think that's what stands out to me, a team that really got better as the game went on. And leaves this game as the winner, right? Leaves the game 1-0, and as I said before the game started, there's a big difference between 0-1 and 1-0, at least emotionally, if not, you know, just in the record books. As for North, you know, North should feel, for a team that, you know, won one game last year, North should feel good about their effort, and they should feel great about how their defense stepped up in a lot of bad positions after turnovers, being on the field for long drives. That's a team that is going to play hard and is going to be disciplined and is going to play for Justin Wera.
28-9, the final score here in game number one of our doubleheader. We'll quickly hear from our sponsors once again. We'll come back and wrap things up for game number one and get ready and preview game two. Again, 28-9, final score in game one. Back in a moment here on the Fox Communities Credit Union video stream, game one of a doubleheader of the week.
When you're looking for a cutting-edge local company to produce your creative screen-printed or embroidered apparel for your business or team, Creative Imprint in Neenah is that company. Their experienced staff can bring all your ideas to life. They make you part of the experience with their online designing tool that allows customers to design their own t-shirts. That's how they make you part of the experience. Design your t-shirt and place your order online at creativeimprintapparel.com. Experience the difference.
I'm Tom Julian from the Julian Strategic Alliance Group. I'm inviting you to have my team help you develop your personal, estate, and business planning goals. Let us put together comprehensive financial strategies for your success in every season of your life. Contact us today to get started. We're right on the CE Trail in Kimberly. We can help you establish retirement income goals, work with you on your asset protection allocation, and guide you on future income growth strategies. I'd like to meet with you to begin the conversation. Call us. Let's get started.
I thought the conversation just got dumber.
Ugh, internet trolls, just ignore them.
I like you just the way you are.
I believe in you. She's a hugger. Give her a squeeze. Help up the hand. Ah, there you go. Thanks, mate.
You're killing it, Zane!
The projects we construct afford us the opportunity to help those in need in more ways than one. And the momentum we create as a team allows us to make an impact greater than any one of us can achieve on our own. We are part of the community. We are where we live. We are Myron Construction.
Fox Communities Credit.
Back here at Titan Stadium, Joey D alongside John Dinsey. There's your final score in game one, 28-9. Kaukauna gallops on in here and takes away the victory from the Oshkosh North Spartans. So let's take a look at each of these two teams' upcoming schedules here. First of all, for Kaukauna, the Galloping Ghosts go from here. They will be at home against Wausau West next week. A couple of home games, as a matter of fact, Wausau West and then Menominee coming to town. And, well, you kind of look ahead at that schedule. Looks like down the stretch it's going to be a pretty tough one here for Kaukauna. No easy ones, obviously.
Yeah, I think conference-wise, since they've really merged the two conferences together, there really are no days off. And when you look at really from September 20th on, you get North, Appleton North, who's traditionally a good team. Appleton East and West have been up-and-coming programs. And you end the year with really two contenders every single year in that conference, Kimberly and Hortonville.
As for Oshkosh North, they fall tonight to 0-1. They got a nice little roadie coming at Marshfield and then home for Wisconsin Rapids. Then 3 straight road games once again. So it looks like their schedule's a little bit more spread out as far as, you know, again, no easy week in the conference, but there's a spread out as far as the tougher ones.
Yeah, I think when you look at their schedule, the weeks that really stand out to me, I mean, obviously Oshkosh North and West is the city battle that everyone in the city pays attention to, but that stretch from Neenah, Hortonville, and Fond du Lac, those are going to be 3 really critical games late in the year against good football teams. I mean, Fond du Lac has done a great job of building a program. Hortonville is solid every year, and Neenah, gave Kimberly fits the last 2 years.
Coming up next, we've got game number 2 of our doubleheader as we continue on this opening night of football, opening weekend. We had some games last night, a lot more this evening. Kimberly and Oshkosh West. You see West and Kimberly both coming out to start their warm-ups. It will be an approximate 8:15 start if you're watching us live here on the video stream. 8:15 is the scheduled start here for this one, so we will hit the airwaves just prior to that here at J.J. Keller Field at Titan Stadium. Wrapping things up, I am Joey D with John Dinsey. Again, our final score in the first game is Kaukauna 28 and Oshkosh North 9. We will sign off for a couple of minutes, and we'll be back later on with game number 2 here on our Fox Communities Credit Union video stream game of the week.